And like, did you guys see how Sonia Rahman was guarding Caitlin Clark today? Like, Caitlin is genuinely like she showed why.
Full court pressure, double teams, and a defense engineered to completely erase one player from the floor. That was the game plan against Caitlin Clark.
She genuinely did. It was a 32-point takeover. And it's not like, oh yeah, we're not really going to guard her. Like, oh yeah, you know, she's not our target. Their whole tactic was stopping Caitlin Clark. They sent full court pressure on Caitlin Clark. They doubled full court. They did not give a shit if any of the Indiana Fever's bigs dribbled the ball up the floor. They didn't care.
And it completely failed. 32 points, 7 assists, and a near 2-to-1 assist-to-turnover ratio while shooting 9 of 14. But the numbers alone do not tell the actual story of how Seattle tried to shut her down.
But like, I get it. Stewie had a good game. 29 points on 70% true shooting. I get it. Caitlin Clark had 32 on 87% true shooting. She did it on 87% true shooting. I repeat, 87% true shooting for Caitlin Clark.
87% true shooting. Let that number sink in. When a defense throws everything at you, including full court traps and non-stop physical contact, efficiency usually plummets. Instead, it hit historic levels.
This is how they guarded Caitlin Clark. So, Caitlin Clark, they fully denied Caitlin Clark on the inbound. So Caitlin's here. Let's just say KK's here. KK's here inbounding. Which is why when we shut down, thank you so much for the $5, Dr. Docs. Really appreciate that. It was literally this. So, Caitlin gets the ball on the inbound. Flau'jae, who is denying her, is pushing Caitlin realistically to get it here, to go to here for the ball.
Look at the tactical breakdown on the board. The strategy was clear. Deny the inbound, force her toward elite defenders like Jordan Horston, and completely ignore the rest of the perimeter to clog every driving lane.
It didn't work when Leah was on the floor, by the way. This did not work when Leah was on the floor. This is what happened when Leah went down. There's a reason why Caitlin Clark had 12 points and 4 assists in the first quarter. They couldn't do shit in the first quarter against Caitlin. They were able to get her on the press because Leah wasn't there, because they did not have to worry about KK. KK could do whatever the fuck she wanted. They did not care. Then in the half,
the friction points became obvious the moment personnel changed. When Aaliyah Boston was off the floor, the pressure intensified because the relief valve disappeared. Yet in those exact minutes, the offense had to find another way to survive.
Hacked by Flau'jae. She's being hacked, she's being manhandled. But at all stages, it did not matter where KK or Mo Billings were. Their player was hedging up on Caitlin. Screen or no screen. They were hedging up on Caitlin. That was what they were doing. They were hedging up on Caitlin. They did not care. They didn't care. Their goal was, we're going to stop Caitlin. And then they're bringing in players from here.
In the half court, it did not matter who set the screen. Hedging defenders met her 24 feet out. The goal was simple: get the ball out of her hands and dare anyone else to beat them.
Good enough. And that's a huge issue, is that you have got two of the worst passing. You've got one of the worst passing big in the league in KK Timpson. You've got the worst catching big in the league in Mo Billings. Like, that is a problem there, where you've got Mo Billings in that scenario. But at all times, especially when Aaliyah was off the floor, like, Caitlin Clark was basically being full court pressured and hand checked.
Personnel limitations played right into Seattle's hands. When spacing shrinks and passing windows close, execution relies entirely on how teammates handle contact and catch difficult passes under duress.
And to be fair, there's a reason why you don't send doubles to Kelsey Mitchell. And if a lot of people are wondering a lot of people are like, why does Kelsey Mitchell not get doubled? There's two reasons. So if you are full denial on Kelsey Mitchell and you have let Caitlin get the ball and you have not put your pressure on Caitlin, all it takes is one dribble. Kelsey's ran. You don't overplay Kelsey Mitchell because Kelsey Mitchell beats you in a foot race. It's as simple as that.
That brings up the critical question of why Kelsey Mitchell did not see the same relentless double teams. The answer comes down to pure speed and geometry. Overplay Mitchell in a foot race, and she punishes you instantly.
Caitlin. Like, there were stages in the game where they pressured Caitlin. Did I get rid of the paint line? Yeah. Where basically you saw it in the first quarter, where they were like, we don't care about we're going to leave Mo Billings wide open in a pick and pop situation because we're confident if Caitlin throws her the ball. If we're confident if Caitlin throws her the ball, she's going to fumble it. And that happened.
Gambling on leaving shooters open worked in spurts, but it forced a shift in approach. When the passing lanes jammed and turnovers mounted early, the entire momentum of the game hung in the balance.
And it's hard to, force Caitlin Clark into turnovers, which they did early in the game when Caitlin decided in the second half she was going to stop passing the ball. It is scary. It is genuinely scary how good she is considering the way she is being guarded. And a lot of people are like, oh, why do they not guard any other guards like that? Because
This is where the evolution of her game took center stage. When the primary playmaking rhythm gets disrupted, having a secondary scoring package changes everything for a defense trying to find a weakness.
Today was Caitlin trying to brute force a win. Today was Caitlin saying, I'm taking over. When Caitlin gets into a flow state where she's just passing and doing her own thing and having fun and setting everything up, you've lost. Like, as a team, if you let Caitlin Clark get into a flow state, you've lost a game. You can win today, by the way. You can win with Caitlin Clark playing like this. Because Caitlin Clark went away from her playmaking. She went into ISO ball. She went into her tough shot making, which is something at the W level she did not have till this year.
Moving away from a pure flow state into isolation scoring is not the preferred blueprint, but it proves the point. Great players do not just win when things go right. They win when the opponent executes a masterclass defensive strategy.
They did a fantastic job on Caitlin Clark today. Seattle did a great job. Sonia Rahman should be impressed with how she did. Not once Aaliyah went out of play, taking away Caitlin Clark's basically her fucking the relief pass, taking away everything with Caitlin, because in a lot of situations when Caitlin basically goes and when she kind of runs into a bad position or there's a bit of pressure and she's just in a position she doesn't like, there's always Aaliyah there for the release pass. When you take away the release pass, you double the pressure. She still put up 32.
Seattle deserves credit for Sonia Rahman's game plan. Taking away the primary relief options and applying 94 feet of defensive intensity should have neutralized the attack. Instead, it exposed a terrifying reality for the rest of the league.
And when Caitlin's B game is still a top 10 player, if not top 7 or 8 player, that is scary. Because if teams start worrying about Caitlin's if teams stop trying to send Caitlin to her B game because they're like, shit, Caitlin's B game, this team is averaging 100 points per game and Caitlin's averaging 30. Maybe we're going to worry more about the other players in the team and we're going to worry more about Kelsey Mitchell, and you start letting Caitlin Clark go to play her A game, playing with some freedom, playing with some space, playing like a turbocharged Steve Nash, Tyrese Halliburton hybrid.
A secondary skill set that produces 32 efficient points on a bad night changes the math entirely. If a B game looks like this, what happens when the defense stops overcorrecting and lets the entire offense run free? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Hit subscribe if you want more deep breakdowns like this, and let us know, can any team in the league actually stop this when it clicks?